Hey everyone, how are you guys doing tonight? I wanted to come on and say hello, see what is new since yesterday when I talked to you. I am challenging myself, the month of February to go on live every day, because when I first started, I was terrified to come on and talk to you. And then I decided, what's so scary? Like, what's gonna happen? So since then, I wanted to come on every day of February to show how much I love you all for following me. So I wanted to see if you guys had any questions, and I know you're just dying to ask some questions because, I've had a lot going on these last couple weeks, and I wanted to, come back with some feedback. So one thing I want to talk about that you guys have asked is what has been going on in my personal life. So guess what? I'm going to be 30 in about 6 months, not even. In July, I turned 30. And okay, did you ever see the movie 13 Going on 30? When I saw the movie, I was like, oh my God, 30 is so old, right? Like, you hear 30 and you're like, oh my God, like your 20s. Well, my 20s were a little, let's say, a lot of period of growth, but they were a little messy. I grew up a lot. I tried a lot of things like everyone else did. I failed a lot of times. And let's just say these next 6 months, I am holding on for bare life. What do they say? I'm holding on by the edge, by the skin of my teeth, just to get through these next couple months because, it's been rough. My dad was sick. I got sick. Helping him, he wasn't doing so well with his rheumatoid arthritis. And then I had some health setbacks myself, which I never would have thought. And, I was in the hospital. I just had surgery. And then Brandon and I are no longer together. And, I 6 months ago would never have thought all those things would have happened at once. And out of everything, out of all of that, I'm still here. I'm still standing. And if you knew me before, you would have been like, oh my God, she's probably a hot mess, which I'm always a little bit of a hot mess. That's just me. But I've been more resilient than ever. And I'm not saying I have all the answers, but I've definitely grown a lot. And I'm not saying that it's because of this or that, but I think it's through this community that I have and that I've definitely grown up through all these crazy things. So yeah, Brandon and I have parted ways. It's nothing. He's a wonderful, wonderful man, and he's going to make someone really happy, but we're just at two different points. And I'm going to take these next couple months to just work on myself. And I think, no matter who you are, you can always sit back and be like, I could do some working on myself. I know through my dad being sick and me being, having my aneurysm and getting that fixed, I probably wasn't the best person to be around. I have a lot of dreams for myself and my business, and I know I probably wasn't the easiest to deal with. So it's probably best that I just take this time to grow. I don't know, has anyone been in a situation that you needed time for yourself to grow? And I don't know, timing wasn't right for us. And I don't know, I just think that I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot through my divorce and just figuring out a lot about myself. I had to move back with my parents, and I was always the one that had this position that I had a lot of clout with. Being a nurse practitioner, you have this high-paying job and these letters after your name, and I let that define me. And I had all this around me, and I still didn't feel good inside. So it really took me back down to earth just to go through the divorce I had and then move back in with my parents, and then going through my dad being sick, me being sick. It's very humbling, and it makes you realize what's important. And, right now I just want to be my best going into this next stage of my life, and whatever it brings, it brings. And, people are going to say, well, what, did you start this business and, write off everything else? Well, no. It's more, I found my best self through making myself healthier and finding a community that brings out the best in me. These women, this community has brought me through some really hard times, and I think you have to surround yourself with positive people. So that's what I've been doing. I don't know where I would have been, Oh God, I think back to my early 20s. I was, partying all the time and just being out there and putting myself out there in different ways. And I just found out that, you know, there's positive ways to have a community of people, and you don't necessarily have to be going to the bar. You could be doing healthy things. So I definitely think it's going to be a transition these next couple months, you know, moving into my 30s. And yeah, I thought by 30 I'd have a ton of babies and a husband and a white picket fence and all those things, and sometimes God has a different plan. So I don't know where you are with your life, if you are in a position like me that you're gonna be 30 and starting over, or maybe you do have that fairy tale kind of life, but you know, it doesn't mean that you can't have a community of people to bring you through those rough times. I was definitely the type that if I heard like a support group or a community or this or that, I'd be like, that is not for me. Not for me. I was definitely I put my nose up to that kind of stuff. I just thought I was too good for that kind of stuff. And really, it's the people that do those things, because I know I was that person. It was a me thing. It wasn't a you thing. It was a me thing. It was, I didn't address something going on with me, and I was really alone, and I knew I really needed support, and I didn't look for it. So I don't know if you guys have ever been in a situation that you've heard of like a support, or, you know, doing a group or having a community of people to do like a common thing, like we do our workouts together, that you're probably like, oh, that's not for me. But like I said, you got to check yourself, because usually it's someone deep down talking, saying like, maybe I should do that, but you're just afraid for whatever reason. So these next couple months, and especially next week, I'm going to try to feel a little bit better, try to get myself moving. It's definitely going to be, you know, a transition back to figuring out like my life. Like, oh my God, you know, trying to put the pieces back together and try to be my best, you know, like obviously, like, don't you think I want to crawl in a corner and eat a thing of ice cream and just cry? Like, yeah, that'd be an easy solution. Like, all my hopes and dreams for the future just flush down the toilet. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm having bad points too. But then I realized how far I've come and the person I was. And I'm not, you know, I've had breakups that I sat with a bottle of, you know, wine and just drank and ate and woke up the next day and just rolled into work. But I've come so far. You know, I've come so far, and now like there's people counting on me. And that was one thing. When I signed up to be a coach, I didn't like, I don't know, I didn't care about anyone but myself. I was so selfish. And then for one time, people were counting on me in a different way. Like they were looking up to me. I never had a sister. I had a brother. And thank God, I mean, I paved the way for him. Like I was the fun sister. I had the parties, I did everything, and then he was allowed to have the fun parties. But I didn't have people that like looked up to me, and now I had this community of women that looked up to me and what I was doing. So I had to like get it together. So, you know, if I had this breakup and if I had all these bad things going on with my family, and I just, you know, said screw it and curled in a ball in the corner, what would that show? So if you need accountability, putting yourself on social media and saying, here's my story, is one way to keep you accountable. And, you know, that might sound scary, but it's made the difference for me. Why is this time different than any other time? So that is what's going on in my life right now. I am starting over, fresh start. I put it on my, what I call it a wall. It's not a wall, it's a feed. I was like, well, I could delete every picture I had with my boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, whatever you call it, or I could just do a footer. I'm just going to do a footer and start fresh from here. This is my next point in my life. This is the next chapter. I'm giving myself a grace period and going, and that's what I did. And you got to give yourself that, a little bit of grace, you know? You got to just move forward. So I am moving forward. This month, I'm going away with my family to Aruba. I'm very grateful that we're able to go on a trip together. My dad is feeling better, and I'm going to help him with his business as well. So we're going to Aruba. And next month, I'm going on a trip that I earned to the Caribbean with my mom. So I'm really excited about that. So even after you're at the bottom, you can go up. So I'm just going to keep moving forward. Thank you for listening. If you have any other questions, let me know. Pretty much just keep moving forward. Well, you don't know what could happen. If you, like I said, if you go in the corner and you cry, what's it gonna prove? I'm playing with my new, I got eyebrow pencil. So yeah, so what else? What's going on this week? I have a team call tonight. And then I have a sneak peek. So are you guys interested in what my girls are doing this month? So like I said, I'm working on myself. This week I'm doing a recovery week because I'm not cleared by my surgeon. And then next week we are starting our second round of our new program. So what does that mean? I'm still like gimping around, but next week we're doing a second round of our new program. It's 20 minutes, 6 weeks, and I'm going to be starting then, and I need it because I need to mentally clear up the nonsense, and I think it'll be really good for someone who's just trying to get a little healthier post Super Bowl. And I don't know, the girls that have been doing it have been killing it. I'm getting such FOMO. FOMO, fear of missing out. I'm getting FOMO, and I want to jump in. So that is on the agenda. If you want info, let me know. This on the agenda, okay, I don't know if you saw me this morning without makeup. I have no eyebrows. Literally no eyebrows. One time I got them waxed and they took my whole eyebrow off and I have to pencil them in. So one question was, what do I do for my eyebrows? I don't know if you ever heard of Anastasia. I don't know how to do my eyebrows without them. I use soft brown. I order it right from Ulta because I have so many points that I get free shipping and everything. And then obviously I have my acne spots that they just burn me inside and I hate them, and I'm working on that. I just started using Curology acne products, but I use this Laura Geller foundation. I dropped my compact last week and I was like, when you watch something happen and it hurts, I was like, oh my god, it's in a million pieces. But I love this Balanced and Brightened. I use light and I use medium, so it just comes in a compact like this. No big secrets, but it helps me feel a little bit brighter. And like some people are like, oh, why do you wear makeup? Whatever. Honestly, if you had to come on every day with a face full of acne and that's the one thing that really bothers you, it's really hard to talk. I feel my best when I have makeup on, and some days it's like hard to just shower and get ready because realistically I sit in front of a computer on my phone and talk to my peeps. But if not, you don't feel pretty, you don't feel good. So a little bit of makeup, if it makes you feel better, go for it, sister. So those are my makeups. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope you have a great night and we will talk soon.